My father, Tony Mascolo, began his legacy in 1958 when he arrived in England at the young age of 14, along with his mother and his younger brothers, to reunite with his father, Francesco. With the guidance and skill acquired from his father, Tony proudly assumed the role of managing a large salon at a very early age. 5 years later, Tony and Guy Mascolo established their first ever salon in Clapham, South London, and it wasn't long before their younger brothers, Bruno and Anthony, joined them and the Tony&GUY philosophy was born. The 70s saw the first central London salon in Mayfair. The opening of this salon marked a significant turning point for the Tony&GUY brand. During this decade, the brothers ensured that the education became the backbone of Tony&GUY, resulting in the opening of the first academy in 1984, whilst my father's pioneering move into franchising led to the launch of the first international franchise salon in Tokyo, Japan in 1985. In 1988, I made my entrance into the company with the support and guidance from my father and my uncles. At this time, it was a privilege for me to work alongside my father, who was a phenomenal man. He was a true inspiration to me and so many others. The 80s marked a period of significant triumph as Anthony won the titles of London Avant-Garde at the newly launched British Hairdressing Awards. I thoroughly enjoyed working alongside Anthony and Pat for over 10 years and learned so much travelling all over the world doing shows and seminars. My family's legacy continued to grow when in 1989 my brother Christian joined the company and later began teaching at the St Christopher's Place Academy. During the 1990s, Tony&GUY asserted its dominance at the British Hairdressing Awards, where we remarkably won Artistic Team of the Year 11 times in a row. In 1991, at the age of 19, I became the youngest ever winner of Newcomer of the Year, before winning London Hairdresser of the Year in 1999, alongside Kos Sakas, who won his first title of Newcomer of the Year. 2001 saw the launch of Tony&GUY's hair care range. By 2002, the business had de-merged, where the brothers focused on the brand in the USA. From then, I worked closely together with my father running the business and me stepping into the role of Global Creative Director, allowing the brand to take a more fashion-orientated direction. The same year saw the launch of Tony&GUY TV, the global in-salon communication network, which was the first of its kind, which partnered with the award-winning Tony&GUY magazine and set the benchmark for the customer experience and the 360 client communication. Tony&GUY's accomplishments began to flourish rapidly each year, and in 2003, the Tony&GUY Charitable Foundation was established by my father and my mother, Pauline, which enabled the whole Tony&GUY family to unite their charitable work and build a children's ward in King's College Hospital. In 2004, we solidified our presence in the fashion world by becoming the official sponsor of London Fashion Week. This revolutionised the relationship between the hair and fashion industry, and as the Tony&GUY International Session Team did the hair for over 40 designer shows each season. In 2005, Tony&GUY went on to receive recognition as a super brand, the first ever hair brand to be awarded this status, which it has consistently maintained to this day. Also in this year, Label M was founded by my father and myself. Recognition of these accomplishments were highlighted in 2008 when my father Tony was honoured with an OBE for his remarkable contributions to the field of hairdressing. In the same year, I was awarded Hair Magazine's Hairdresser of the Year, along with the title of Creative Head's Most Wanted Hair Icon. Cos won his first 3 London titles at the British Hairdressing Awards, and the art team winning a further 5. Within the framework of all of these victories, on the 6th of May, my father's birthday, 2009, Guy Mascolo tragically passed away, a truly incredible and talented individual. He was a respected icon of the hair industry for his creativity and for his warm heart. This prompted salons from all over the world to join the Mascolo family in celebrating the life of this exceptionally loved man. In 2010 and 11, Toni&GUY assumed the role of official sponsor for the British Fashion Awards, while sitting on the British Fashion Council's Vogue Fashion Fund, recognising up-and-coming young British design talent. 2010 also saw Tony was presented with an honorary award for his outstanding charitable contributions by the Hair and Beauty Benevolent. The Toni&GUY family maintains its drive for success, and in 2013 we celebrated our 50th anniversary, starting with Tony's receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award and myself receiving Hairdresser of the Year from the Fellowship of British Hairdressers. Since the turn of the decade, the artistic team continued with more and more awards. Label M earning the title of Official Haircare Product of London Fashion Week. The following year, we revolutionised in-salon communications of our brand messaging as we became the first to use window screen technologies in 150 of our salons. On the 10th of December 2017, we endured a heartbreaking loss when Tony Mascolo, my father, the founder of Toni&GUY Essentials and Label M, passed away, leaving behind an unparalleled legacy. He was the most phenomenal man, a true inspiration to me and so many others. He was an incredible businessman, hairdresser, and leader. He built a global empire from humble beginnings, but he always had the kindest heart and looked after everyone around him. His remarkable life was commemorated by more than 4,000 people at a spectacular tribute main stage event the following year. Despite suffering the tragic loss of both Tony and Guy, we will never lose the empire and the ethos they built. And as we embark on a new decade, we celebrate 15 years of Label M and a decade of designer collaborations, including iconic names like Giles Deacon, Pam Hogg, House of Holland, Mary Katranzu, and many more. It was a pinnacle time in 2020 when the entire company connected and became a true Toni&GUY Essentials and Label M family, working together, supporting each other during a global pandemic. When so many companies suffered, we became stronger and better than ever through our impact of education, business models, products, and profitability across the brand. The dawn of the new decade brings with it a digital era marked by the launch of the Toni&GUY Digital Academy and the Learning Hub, offering online learning from our world-class global academy education. In 2022, a relaunch of the entire Label M range unfolded, introducing a modern legacy. Label M is a personalised professional hair care range. Since then, Toni&GUY has continued to reap recognition. The Toni&GUY Global Artistic Team, the most awarded team in British hairdressing history, with 80 British Hairdressing Awards and over 100 global hairdressing accolades over the decades. An integral part of our success and heritage is due to our global educational team and the phenomenal standards that are led by the incredibly talented, inspirational global creative director Kos Zakas, a true Tony&GUY family member for over 30 years. Not only has Kos been integral in helping to build our global education legacy with his incredible team, but they have built the education system which has been synonymous within the industry over the last 3 decades, travelling the globe, backstage at fashion weeks, shows and seminars, and our global campaigns, to name a few. The pinnacle is Kos is the reigning British Hairdresser of the Year, International Hairdresser of the Year, and the Fellowship Hairdresser of the Year. The first person ever to hold all 3 prestigious awards in one single year. My father's success is evident today with over 780 Tony&GUY and Essential salons in 38 countries worldwide. We must never forget we would not be where we are today without my father's vision. He was a hard-working, humble, empathetic, kind and phenomenal businessman. Now in 2023, as we celebrate the 60th anniversary of Tony&GUY, we have an incredible legacy, a global empire of salons and products, none of which could have been created without all of our Tony&GUY, Essentials and Label M family, from the global support office teams, our art teams, our company-owned salons, UK partner salons, global partner salons, and our Label M partners, and all of our hairdressers, and of course, all of our loyal clients. So here is to the next 60 years. It's our time to write the next book, not the next chapter.